The American Idol's Ruben Studdard and Clay Aiken have not slowed down one bit to enjoy their success. In fact, they've only gotten busier. And yesterday, the pair stepped onto Canadian soil to help launch our very own Canadian Idol. This was their first international stop, and we got a chance to sit down and talk with them. They're going to give you at least one solid tip for those pining for stardom. Take a look.
Well, first of all, I just noticed your watches. Those are absolutely beautiful.
Thank you, sir.
That's like 2 rows of diamonds around that watch of yours there.
Yes.
Yeah, you know it.
Yes. It's very nice.
How have the perks been?
They've been great.
Yeah, but you were telling us earlier about the schedule and how crazy it is.
Right.
And do you ever wake up one morning going, I don't know if this was worth it?
I don't want to do anything else with my life. I remember maybe like a year ago I told my brother, I said, I don't want to work anymore. I want to do my music full time, and I've been diligently pursuing that, and the opportunity just presented itself to audition for American Idol, and I did it, and I'm here.
But you're working harder now, aren't you?
No, it's really.
I read that you thought you kind of hesitated on auditioning for it because you thought it was a bit cheesy.
Yeah, I did, man. You know, I was already like in the studio and recording the album and working with my band and doing other stuff, and I was just like, this is like America's most cheesiest show.
You're the king of cheese.
I know.
See, you guys are free now. I mean, you can say whatever you want, really.
Crown Prince of Cheddar is sitting right here now.
What's that make me, the Joker?
I don't know.
The Cheddar Joker?
The Jester?
The Cheddar Jester. The Court Cheddar.
But you guys are free now of the judges. You're free of all that. You've established yourselves now. You're on your way.
Right.
So you can say whatever you like now. You can. So if you could see Simon now, what would you tell him?
What's up, dog? Simon is cool, man.
Yeah, is he?
That's my boy.
I think he grilled you, though. I mean, Clay, that was, when he looked at you and said, you don't have the voice that it takes, you have a Broadway voice.
What I didn't like about it was like American Idol the musical.
Yeah, the song's terrible.
Obviously, the fans spoke, and you made it to the final round, but that must have been tough.
Well, I don't think it was. I think we finally realized in the earlier rounds it was a little difficult to listen to it. But as you go on, you don't you take him for what he is. He's got a job he had to do, and backstage he's the same. He's honest. He tells you what he thinks, but he's a good guy. But he really is a nice person.
What was I'll ask you first. What was your game plan going into it? I mean, you go into this to win. Otherwise, you guys wouldn't bother.
I went in just to have a good time. It was not necessarily. I never expected to be as far as I was.
Well, Clay, you wanted to win, otherwise you wouldn't.
Well, I didn't really even consider it a possibility, honestly. So Ruben said Tuesday night, right before we went out to sing for the finale, the last show, the last performance show, he said, "You look at this, the 2 most unlikely people to be here, and here we are."
Out of 24 million votes, only 13,000 votes separate the 2 of you.
It was just a blessing for both of us to be here, and everything happens for a reason. So I thank God just really blessed us with the opportunity. And this year, people were more open to just trying to learn people's personalities more so than looking on the outside and seeing the book before they read the inside.
Right.
Yeah. You'd agree?
I think so. I think last year, had either of us been in last season, we probably would have gotten cut before the top 32.
You think?
Yeah. There were a lot of wonderful singers last year.
There were some great singers.
Some great singers this year. You guys, they kind of show it now in Us and People. The way you looked at the audition and the way you look now. I mean, look at you guys. You're look at you. The jacket and the hair, everything's done to the nines.
I've always looked like this.
No, you haven't. Unless you were really dressing down before.
I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't know either.
It was all a game. We both dressed down for the audition so that we could make this transfer.
I knew there was a game plan. I knew I'd uncover a game plan.
I mean, well, to me, the only time I really stayed focused was when we were in Glendale, like the first part of the auditions, my whole purpose at the beginning was to make the top 32. After that, I was like, whatever happens, happens, because it was just a big game to me. It's like you can't control the outcome. I played sports my whole life, so with football and stuff, you have ultimately the control of the game, because if you execute the plays correctly, things will go the way that you plan. But with this, even if you sing your butt off, people won't vote for you, and you're just sent home. You know what I'm saying? So I just went at it like it was just a good time. After I made the top 32, I just had fun.
I think, and you can disagree, but I think that my goals changed every time we got through a different round. Initially, I just thought let me get through Atlanta and get to Hollywood. And And once I made it through Hollywood and got into the top 32, I really wanted to be in the top 12.
Yeah.
And then once I made it to the top 12, I was like, you know what? If I could just make the top 6 or the top 5, I'll be happy. And then when we made the top 5, I looked at who I was with, and all three of us said, we want Kim, Locke, Ruben, and myself. I wanted the three of us. We wanted the three of us.
Yeah, and you guys seem so happy. It
to be in the top
legitimate.
3.
Yeah.
And honestly, that was the last time I got nervous. That was my last change in goal. I wanted to be in the top 3 with 2 of them. And if that was the case, it didn't bother me what happened after that. And that was, so my goal, I guess, was to be in the top 3.
We got Canadian Idol starting up here. We had all across this country, from St. John's, Newfoundland to Vancouver, we had thousands of people. In Toronto alone, 7,000 people lined up for auditions. What's your advice to those people that made the first initial cut? They're watching today. Of course they're watching because they want to take any snippet of advice that they can from you guys.
Get as much sleep as you possibly can.
And I would say don't get frustrated with the amount of work you have to do, because we both went into this knowing we're going to have to work hard in order to get as far as we want to get.
Right.
But we never could have estimated how much work it was going to be.
Yeah.
And there were times during the process where I thought, okay, if they wake me up or if they call my name to do one more thing, I'm going to snap somebody's head off. Joe, if you call my name one more time.
Patrick Lynn, you wake us up at 7 o'clock.
Well, we're glad that you guys found the time to do us here at Canada.
Thanks for
Thank you
having
so
us.
much. Congratulations,
Thank
my
you, sir.
friend.
Thank you very
Great
much.
to meet you. You're both gentlemen.
Ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move.
There it is. That is the date, Monday, June 9th. Mark it down.